Chainwind, Titan Wind Dramillion, Light Fury, Nightlight, and Featherhide. What do they have in common? They can turn invisible. But how can they do it? Is there any reasonable explanation in nature? Or is it fantasy? Well, Alien Legacy has solved this question with his videos. However, I made my own investigation and I'd like to show another point of view about the camouflage in How to Train Your Dragon. Some facts come from Alien Legacy. By the way, take this video as a huge theory. Let's begin. Before explaining each dragon, let's take a look at how that ability works. The way to make something invisible is distorting the light with an electromagnetic field, or only something rejects the light directly. That way the object or the creature turns invisible for normal eye, but not for thermal vision or other methods that don't require seeing the object, such as smell. In nature, there are some animals with something similar, but they are permanent. In the world of dragons, dragons could perfect that technique with some specialized skills and electricity. I mean, if some dragons could have 2 or more heads perfectly, turning invisible was something that they could handle as well. One of my favorite dragons, Chainwinds. Analyzing this creature, someone else noticed when a Chainwind shoots? Their throat shines, but acid juices don't shine. It could be a clue that Chainwind could have an electromagnetic field and copying octopus technique, copying colors and copying texture. They developed that technique to survive. However, they sacrificed their external defense to strengthen their invisibility. The weaker they are, the easier it is to maintain the camouflage. Their electricity is always turned on, but it intensifies when their camouflage. Only that camouflage is 100% effective if they are still or in an environment where there are few objects surrounding them. Otherwise, their silhouette will be visible. With these combinations, they can fly and fight back if it's necessary because they don't need to focus to stay hidden all the time. The reason for why they still have this technique is probably one of the first versions that nature created, and how that species adapted so well they did not evolve into better versions. With their old skin turning invisible, maybe 50-50, 50 fiction, 50 realistic, because they need an electricity source for the camouflage works. Dramillion species is an interesting case because they can imitate perfectly any dragon shot, even plasma shot, and plasma contains electricity. Obviously, a common Dramillion will be impossible to camouflage, but for a titanic wind Dramillion is possible. Even though a titanic wind is never explained in the universe, probably they are kind of leader for one specific species of dragon. So, a titanic wind Dramillion is a kind of definitive Dramillion with a better electromagnetic field. This dragon imitates the Chainwind's camouflage because it is an old and easy version to imitate. Obviously, a Titan Wind Dramillion can't shoot or fight back when they are camouflaged because it takes a lot of concentration of their power, which is possible to appreciate in the show. With the third movie, we could see how Light Fury can camouflage with her shoot. If we remember, plasma is electricity, so Light Fury in real life had to sacrifice their external defense to be able to camouflage. But, unlike Chainwinds, Light Fury made it temporary and a better version to be still strong enough to fight back for a long time. The process to camouflage for a light fury is like when a light fury shoots, her scales are loaded by electricity and distorting the light for a time. After that, her scales run out of energy and she is visible again. Also, they have these special scales that can distort the light by themselves, making the camouflage more effective, and explaining that is seen in the movie. Those scales can be behind or the other side from those normal scales. The dragon only has turned around its own scales to show those special scales who are sensible to electricity as well. With Night Furies, we know they don't have that camouflage, at least they have their alpha form. Obviously, a Night Fury is more resistant or durable than a Light Fury. With this logic, distorting the light in a hard skin with only plasma is impossible. It is because Night Fury alpha uses the lightning to help to refract the light. Unlike Night Furies don't have those special scales. That is the reason why their camouflage is shorter than a Light Fury. With Night Light, it's a curious case. The camouflage is shorter than a Light Fury. It is used few seconds when with a Light Fury it can take minutes. Night Lights are crossed between Night Fury and Light Fury, so they have the best things that both species can offer, but they have limitants. We can say that Night Light is more durable than a Light Fury, but a Night Fury is more durable than a Night Light. That is the reason why their camouflage is so short, but at least they don't need to attract lightning to activate the camouflage. It is something like when a Night Light shoots, his scales are loaded with electricity, but his hard skin doesn't allow that electricity to stay in his body for a long time. Plus, probably Night Light discarded those special skills in the evolution for some reason. I mean, they almost lost their retractable teeth in the future. Dragons the Night Realms, a concept that I admire and respect due to the difficulty to create a continuation in our age, but I admit it. The show could be better, and a lot. The series brings new dragons, among them Featherhide. This cute dragon can camouflage as a Shenwei, but it is a complicated case because we never see their throat shine, so they don't have electricity in their biology. My theory is Featherhide only use those special scales in their evolution, like a Light Fury. They hide those scales behind their normal scales, and only turn around to be invisible, making the sound of a rattlesnake. However, they can be seen if you detail the place well, and to cover this problem, their round body allows the dragon camouflage better. Imitating as many circles as possible can help the dragon prevent body irregularities from being noticed, especially when the dragon is surrounded for many things at the same time. And with that explanation, I hope to clear y'all this important question that probably nobody asks, and show the different methods of camouflage that nature can make or create to protect as long as possible the different species. This is all the theory. Don't forget to subscribe to support this channel, follow me on social media, and see ya, Starlitos!